Hey everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we are going to be discussing more about Avengers 5 Doomsday with the title explained. What does Doomsday exactly mean? What can we expect, anticipate, and what do we know? By which we're going to be discussing all of that in today's video right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Marvel-related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from the Direct's article. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well as an overall garnering source. So Avengers 5 Doomsday title explained. What does Doomsday exactly mean? What do we know about it? What are we anticipating with it, as I had mentioned? So Avengers 5, it just got a brand new title this past weekend at the San Diego Comic-Con Marvel Studios Hall H presentation, marking the official introduction of the Fantastic Four's biggest villain into the MCU, played by a very familiar name, none other than the legendary Robert Downey Jr., or RDJ, also known as Iron Man. I also just came out with a whole nother video here on the channel discussing and talking about, Dr. Doom appearing in Fantastic Four, the MCU's Fantastic Four First Steps movie, and what we know about that there as well, so also check out that video as well. So what is Avengers Doomsday for one? Avengers Doomsday was announced at Marvel Studios, as I had mentioned, San Diego Comic-Con Hall H, with RDJ playing the almost titular Dr. Doom. This means that the Iron Man actor will make his return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe for one, but not as Tony Stark or Iron Man, as I had mentioned, and Dr. Doom will make his first appearance in the MCU, but not in the Fantastic Four movie, necessarily, at least from what we officially confirmed know, leaving many fans confused, if still excited though, however. Avengers Doomsday is, of course, a reference to the villain, Dr. Doom, also known as Victor Von Doom. He is a monarch of the fictional European nation, Latveria, which typically tends to rule as a tyrant. So Doomsday in the Marvel Comics and the origins of that, how we think we're going to see that spilled out into an actual movie with the next Avengers movie. So RDJ's return to the MCU as Doom may be an inactive of inspiration coming from the infamous Iron Man comics for one, something of by which I have discussed in and out of our videos here on the channel. Honestly, I'll have a whole nother video here on the channel explaining this in even more detail and in more depth, but essentially it's wherein Dr. Doom becomes Iron Man or vice versa, akin to Dr. Octopus's or Doc Ock foray as a superior Spider-Man. Specifically though, however, it's actually where Dr. Doom becomes Iron Man. I've seen some confusion out there of people talking about it's how Iron Man becomes Dr. Doom. There may be another kind of title out there, comic title out there, that's the case for. However, it is also extremely likely that there will be inspiration from the Ultimate Comics Doomsday by Brian Michael Bendis. In this book comes to the reveal that the Ultimate Universe's big bad is the Maker, a variant of Reed Richards. Granted, the Maker is not the Ultimate Universe's version of Dr. Doom, so this is not meant to imply that Marvel is fully adapting the Maker, but replacing Mr. Fantastic with Iron Man for a one-to-one story though, however, essentially. But it is very likely that elements of this saga surrounding the Maker, especially given the existence as an evil version of someone with a very familiar face, will be incorporated into Avengers Doomsday. So essentially what they're saying is they're doing that like the Ultimate Universes or the Ultimate Comics Doomsday. Essentially that is where we see that kind of play out with, Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. He becomes the bad guy, and then essentially they're interpreting the same line, that same comic storyline essentially, but with Dr. Doom and Iron Man. I don't necessarily think that's the case, but it's an idea. Not necessarily right or wrong. It'd still be definitely worth considering where the Fantastic Four end up after the events of the Fantastic Four First Steps movie, as well as they will be appearing in both Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. That was something else that was also solidified, confirmed in an official announcement with Marvel Studios Hall H Comic-Con presentation there as well. I've had a couple of theories about that, by which I've been talking about and discussing throughout our videos here on the channel, but essentially what we're hearing and what we think a lot of other fans out there agree with whatever Fantastic Four First Steps is going to do. It's probably going to go through the basic origin story of the characters, with Galactus set as the main villain, as we can tell all of this from the conceptual trailer that was shown at Hall H's presentation there as well exclusively. Of course it was leaked, and of course I'll be talking about that in another video here on the channel. A lot of fans though, however, don't think that the Fantastic Four First Steps movie takes place within the sacred timeline, or where the Marvel Cinematic Universe essentially is or has been taking place. Like, they think that that's going to be all taking place in another universe, and by the end of those events, we'll see that Fantastic Four team swooped up and then sucked into the sacred timeline in some type of post-credit scene or by the end of the movie. And another post-credit scene, that is also where fans believe that Doctor Doom will make himself, revealed, and then make himself, like, essentially following the Fantastic Four through whatever kind of Doctor Strange portal you may be picturing into the sacred timeline where things are set up for Avengers Doomsday. Real quick though, on the topic of the Maker, plus the Maker and Doctor Doom both have major roles in the build-up to the Secret Wars comics by Jonathan Hickman, which is technically Secret Wars 3, that will seemingly inspire the Avengers Secret Wars movie. It seems that's kind of like where they're pulling those things from there as well. As in that comic storyline, that's also where Doctor Doom is the main big bad for that Avengers Secret Wars, and they're doing the same thing for Avengers Secret Wars, like the movie that's releasing in 2027. We're seeing a very similar kind of ideal kind of going on here with what we saw with Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, also being directed by the Russo brothers and having RDJ at the center stage as well, mind you. We're essentially seeing that same thing kind of coming to fruition. We're having 2026 Avengers Doomsday, and then in the following year, 2027, is what we'll see Secret Wars. So that also is believing a lot of fans to believe that Avengers Doomsday is going to leave on some type of a tragic cliffhanger, essentially. So really, overall, point being, and well, in conclusion, Doomsday and its title is essentially exactly what we're hearing about the Doomsday comic. It's the same idea, kind of as I had explained there, where this variant of Iron Man becomes Doctor Doom, or vice versa, much rather, Doctor Doom becomes Iron Man, and they're also pulling it from a little bit of the Doomsday Ultimate comic as well, where it's the same idea, except with Reed Richards becoming the Maker, or essentially like this big, bad, Thanos-like character. I picture like the Ultimate Ultron we saw in the animated What If show. Anyway, guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Peace out.